he's a jackass. And I was like, what? It's like, give me like a little more food, give me like a little more information, like details or whatever.
Quisiera comenzar hablándote sobre una historia muy buena, interesante, bueno, más bien dos, sobre cómo fue la experiencia, el poder interpretar un rol de un agente en The Son of Pure Bluff y de un cascador en Full Play. Hay un dato, que en la primera compartiste escena con uno de los invitados del canal que ya están, que es Oscar Torre.
Okay, Nicky, starting early in your career, this is a question about two interesting projects: The Son of Pure Blood, The Son of Pure Blood, Full Play. One interesting data. We interviewed Oscar Torre. It was one of the first interviews we did here, and he appeared in Pure Blood. So yes, tell us how was playing an agent in that movie and a cascadeur in the other one.
Actually, as a cascader, as a stuntman, I was more like a directing fight, when I was working as a stunt coordinator and a fight choreographer. Every time you see me on screen, no matter what, I'm playing a part, right? And sometimes, mostly like in the Bourne Identity films like that, or like the Crimson River, or whatever. All the different films that I did. They asked me to and they choose me also on one hand because I could act, but I could also do the action myself. So that's why for me, before everything, I'm an actor, and on the top of it, I get a couple of skills as a fighter because I used to even do a championship, of kickboxing and all that. So I've been training martial arts and all the different, fight sport since like quite a little while, let's say, almost all my life. And so that's why, but typical like a stuntman, double people, I never did actually.
Interesante dato. Además, hay bastante curiosidad que me surge sobre la identidad de Bourne, pero hay algo. Yo cuando visualicé este filme por primera vez, bueno, excelente la coreografía, escena y todo, pero cuando me la volví a repetir, yo dije, este Castel se me parece conocido. Y yo miré, es Nicky. Entonces me tocó que mirar, pero hay algo que es interesante. Construiste este personaje gracias a lo que da el libro de Robert Lovelock o hay inspiración de otro personaje, porque sé que su personaje no es tan profundo como lo son otros personajes del libro.
Okay, same as Jhon, and you mentioned one of the movies. I repeat the Born Identity, but in the same way that Jhon did, because when we watched the movie, and I'm talking to myself, I watched it in the year that came out, so I like in my 30s. Yeah, I enjoy it, but later we rewatch it because is that one is Nicky, for for that famous scene in the fight choreography with it in the window. So the question is very interesting. For the character of Castel, you inspired by the novel of Robert Ludlum, or there was another inspiration for this character? A very cool scene, by the way.
That's a good question. When Doug Liman, the director, chose me to be the part of Castel in the Bourne Identity, I read the book again, because I knew the book from before, and I really loved it, So that was like such a great experience for me also to be part, of the film, because I already, like I said, I love the book, from the very beginning. And so I love the book. I read the book, but then I had some inspiration from the book, and then I had also the build, the character. So also because it was kind of funny because I asked Doug what was his own inspiration, for my part, and he couldn't really answer. I said something like, "So how do you see Castel?" And he said, "Well, he's a jackass." And I was like, "What?" it's like, give me like a little more food, give me like a little more information, like details or whatever. And then I said, all right, I think I got you, I think I understand what you mean, and don't you worry, I'm going to bring something on the table. And basically that's what I did. I could figure out, that this character, as an agent, he was not only like just an agent, he was probably lost in a way, because you can even see the guy, he's acting almost like a punk. He dressed like a punk. You can feel that this guy, like, and probably most of the double agents, when you're not totally you, you probably become someone else, after playing someone. It's like for an actor, it's the same. You can get lost. I mean, you got to remember who you are, use who you are to be the part. But if you just get confused like a little too much, and you beat apart like a leader too much, maybe you can get lost. There is one good example, and someone that I really loved, because when he played a Joker, I'm talking about Heath Ledger. Probably he went like a little too far, and that's maybe why I said just maybe. I don't know exactly all the details, and his private own story life, but maybe he went like a little too far, and then he got like so confused that he didn't know who he was no more. Maybe, I guess so. And you see some actors, some actresses, when they go too far, sometimes they're going to use drug too much, they're going to use alcohol. Me, I love to drink once in a while. I love to party time also. But my real drug, let's say, it's martial arts, it's sport. That's where, I can get the, stabilize, and get the balance, not to get completely crazy. I hope.
I will translate a little bit because John needs to know how do you inspire for that character of Castel, man. I will do it faster. John, debo traducir. Es que es una locura porque sí había leído la novela, pero cuando Dude le dijo que cómo quieres hacer el personaje, le dijo, eres un tonto. Y ¿cómo así que un tonto? Sí, no, eres un loco. Entonces por eso es que tú ves esa representación de
Oh.
Castel, yo understand, esa representación de Castel así como un punk. Y ahora es mi turno. Now I got my question, but before I got another important data. You are the second person of the Bourne saga that appears here. In fact, we got the amazing David Wilson Barnes. It was what, if I don't get mistake, it was the boss of the scientists in the Bourne movie that wasn't without Matt Damon. You know that one with
Right.
Jeremy Renner. Yeah. So kudos. And man, you mentioned. Oh, and this question is very important to me because I really love French cinema, love it. You mentioned the Crimson Rivers, Le Rivière de Couleur. My French is
Yeah, Paul.
yes, Le Rivière de Couleur Purple, Arsène Lupin, Le Pat de Loup, Pato de Lobos en español, in Spanish, Taxi. So, what do you think that are the elements? Because all these movies, Asterix, of course, all these movies cross borders. They're not only for French. In fact, I remember that mostly Crimson Rivers and Pat and Brotherhood of the Wolf got like an aesthetic that the movies from Hollywood don't got. So gothic. So what are the elements, man? And how do you feel being part of these great movies that from France that we still see?
I got really lucky to work, with all those different directors, and to be part of such great movies, who could cross the ocean and go to America, South America, different places, and all around the world. And I was like right there in the right time, in the right place, and what I could propose, as an actor, for the part they asked me, I was like fitting just right perfect, and I'm so lucky and proud also to because even now, which is quite crazy, some people they sit like you, some people they come up to me even still to talk about the Bourne Identity, the Arsène Lupin, the Brotherhood of Wolf and all that. It's like it lasts forever. and yeah, I'm impressed about all that, and we did pretty good, and it was like a real teamwork, and everyone brought like what he could, to make it even better, I guess, and yeah, and it lasts. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be part of all that.
I will let my friend John let me do the next one. John, déjame hacer la siguiente. Tiene que ver. No, and it's crazy. I got the next question because it transcended not only like cinema, because I was reading some forums and Brotherhood the Wolf say that inspired this video game of Bloodborne. But you also had worked in great sagas of video games, A Plague Tale, Vampire Masquerade, and also you appear on one really great adaptation for live action that is The Hitman. So I don't know, because sometimes we ask from actors who work in the video game, industry. Oh, yes, we do the voices, but we don't play the games. Oh, I know this another industry, another monster. How do you feel? Because these games and adaptations are really great, and you make part of them.
It could be hard for an actor to do the motion capture, because it's totally different acting somehow, because you ain't got nothing all around, and you got to pretend. So and it's for me, it's not that hard. So for Plague Tale, Vampire the Masquerade, all the different video games that I played, and I'm not supposed to talk about it or to tell for what it is, but I'm going back to Bordeaux in France to do a next video game like this Friday, and for me it's a lot of pleasure, because that really you have to imagine even more, what's going on, because you ain't got nothing, except the different actors, in front of you, but with all the, the captors, dressed like very funny. It doesn't make sense somehow, but it's a lot of pleasure. But not maybe like everyone is able to play in that kind of situation of the motion capture. So for me, it's like some sort of extension of what I did, and mostly because, yeah, it's almost like the same ambiance somehow, with the Pacte des Loups, with the or for the Hitman was different, because the video game was existing before, and we did the adaptation after, so I could figure out a little better, and mostly with all the different actors like Timothy Olyphant, it was a lot of pleasure also to work with. So it's pretty much different. But just like for the video games, yeah, like I said, it could be very, very hard for actresses and actors who are not used to work in that kind of conditions. But for me, it's okay. Yeah, I'm having fun. It's you really have to invent. You have to imagine even more. So you get that feeling when you were a kid. When you were a kid, you wanted to play like the cowboys, the Indians, the policemen, whatever. But you didn't have the old feet, the guns or whatever. But you could pretend, because your imagination was so strong that you could feel that you get the clothes on, the guns or whatever, and it was like maybe just like a little piece of food. And for the acting in the for the motion capture for the video games, it's pretty much the same. So you get to deeply feel inside the kid that you were at the time, and you're gonna have exactly the same kind of feeling. So it's a lot of fun for me.
Not for us. Also, we enjoy the characters. We enjoy kid as to vampires.
Yeah. We got to keep that child, inside us. That's we all getting old, no matter what. But if you keep the child, inside your heart, inside you, I guess, you getting older, like in a better way. I hope that's what I'm trying to do. I like sport, martial arts, I'm still training a lot. And I hope for the next 20, 30 years, that I will still, even if I know that I'm going to get older, but what, like maybe like in a different physical condition compared to some people, So yeah, it's a good medicine to work your body, to work your spirit, to and yeah, and to have that, that child, inside your heart.
John, lúcete. Sé que tienes una
Yeah.
entrevista buenísima.
Sé que fue una excelente respuesta, buena por eso, Andrés. Además, hay dos cortos que son interesantes. Uno que es uno de los más destacados de su carrera, que es Age X. Y también está, bueno, Romper la cigüeña, no sé francés, pero Andrés lo dirá. Entonces, quisiera preguntarte sobre cómo fue experimentar estas dos historias bastante distintas. Una en 8, que es bastante de mercenarios, y la otra es bastante conmovedora.
Okay, I really love this question because when we were rehearsing for your career, in one page that is called Rate Your Music, the most, like, I don't know how do we say in English, the most, not important but bigger, like we can say, or not bigger, like the most, like you are the protagonist, for saying like that, in War in Your Career. It's a short film, and it's called, I think that is in French, so it's with it. But also, John got a question about another short film, and I love that he asked about short films because we love it. Je suis le partage de la cigogne. I hope I pronounce it right. So yeah, tell me. Yeah, I hope I pronounce it right. Tell me more about these words, and why do you think that wit is, for most people, one of the most important words in your career?
The most important in my career, it's so hard.
Yes.
It is a very, very tough and hard question to answer, because I think and I'm still building myself, through all the different experiences, so all of them are part of me. It's like different small pieces, brings the whole, package, which is me, so it's so hard. And no, what I can say, it's because I also do my own. I'm writing and directing shorts. So it's even more personal. And through that, it's also a way to open different doors. And sometimes directors, for instance, they know me, or they used to know me through all the different, physical bad guys parts that I did, with the Bourne Identity, the Brotherhood of Wolf, and all that. And I had to convince the directors in the industry that I could be like a lover, that I could be like whatever, like different guys, not only the bad guy, the fighting guy or whatever. So when I write, when I direct my own stuff, I do whatever I feel like, also to show to the people. So it's not the best that I could do. Like I said, it's different. So that's why I don't prefer something in particular. It's everything I did so far, even the bad things, because sometimes I was like in, some film, movie, TV series or whatever, they were not that good, let's say, but I could take like the good of it. So, and I've been learning from all the different experiences. So, yeah, I guess everything for me. I don't have like, of course, when I met Doug Liman and Matt Damon, in the Bourne Identity, it was like, wow, I could feel that, like, it was like some sort of open door for the international working for the American people. It was, wow, it was great. It was like some sort of dream, since I was a kid. But when I was like working with Christoph Gans for the Brotherhood of Wolf, it was also great, because and it was crazy because it was so big, mostly for the French movies industry. When I worked with Mathieu Kassovitz for the Crimson River, it was exactly the same. That we had to, mostly on the top of it, because I was working as an actor, but also I was directing all the violence, all the fights, all the action, in the film. So I had like a double responsibilities, in this film. So yeah, no, it's too tough, too hard, because, and I don't know also what's going to happen for the future. I'm probably going to do some, meet some new people, some new experiences. So everything is quite good. Like I said, I really also all the different pieces, makes you who you are.
John, tú me dirás, ¿finalizamos o pregunto por los cuadritos de atrás?
Sí, pregunta por los cuadritos de atrás.
Porque creo que ya. Okay, before we end this, I got curious. My English. The background are posters from the movies. What had you got there in the background?
Which one?
No, you got in the background. Do you got what posters of your movies with the things that are
In my background, I couldn't hear. Yeah, it's right there. It's the Chocolate Monster #1. Which is one of the movie I directed, and there's like Jane and Elvis, which is my lady, the one you could see actually, because we did like a lot of different films together, with Stan Ingelai, which is my lady, my lover, and so Jane and Elvis, I play in the film, but she is the one who directed it, and she also plays in the film. You got like different. Oh yeah, right here.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oof. No, this is the one that we need for the picture, not the terrible picture I got. No, man, John, la foto. Okay, John, la foto o la presentación final.
La foto primero.
Okay, because you bring it, you need to use it. We are going to take a picture so we can share to the social media about this interview. So, man, you have to pose with the path to bloops. It's terrible that I use this, so you have to use the board. So, please bring the picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, and.
Él mostró que los cuadros de atrás, la esposa es la que dirigió las películas. Aguanta que esté o algo.
Claro. Y dile que yo vi Chocolate Monster. Es bastante buena. Es la que dirigió él.
Dile qué te pareció.
Pues bueno, a mí me pareció una muy buena experiencia. Además que estuve en un festival, no recuerdo, pero sí estuvo exhibida. Y me recuerdo que ambos protagonizaron y fue bastante chévere porque se ve la historia muy fresca y es sobre un poco como el tema de suspenso.
Le diré que de sus datos y que te
Y la
gustó la
dirigió
película.
él.
Okay, this is a really great way to end because Jhon watched Chocolate Monster. He said that he loved it. He said that so anything you wanna tell about this project that you directed, go ahead. In fact, and if you love it, your girl wants to be here talking about her work in doing movies, is most like welcome. This channel is your house. So talk about chocolate and give your social media so people can follow you. If there is any project that people need to stay alert, go ahead. For us, it's a big thank you.
Okay, so Chocolate Monster #1 and even the #2, it was during the COVID. Okay, so it was like 3 years ago now, in 2019-20, when the COVID started, and it was like terrified, for like everyone. And with my lady, we were the two of us, here, just wondering what are we gonna do with the pandemic and all that. It was crazy. And I said, oh, we got to keep on going and try to create whatever it will be, because mostly we can join all together. We can ask the people to come, the DOP, all the different technicians or whatever. So we decided to do the film all together. So I had to film ourselves, and to do the editing and to do everything except the music. So I asked one of my friends through internet, we could exchange like the way we do, through Zoom, so we could exchange, for the music, but for the rest, we were just the both of us. It was crazy. And we felt like it was like for us, and we didn't pretend that we could do like festivals or whatever, because come on, it was like such a cheap movie. But at the same time, we say, let's try. And at least, if we have like one selection, it will be like an award. And I started to send it to like different like a lot of festivals, and we had like over 70 selections and like 30 awards or even more, something crazy. And we were like, what? That doesn't make sense because it's a very cheap movie. I filmed the film, with my iPhone, just ourselves. So right after that, we decided to do other film like Confrontation, but with the teamwork, because finally we could get together, um, even if it was like back and forth, with the pandemic, But for Confrontation, we had a team, and it was like not like some sort of frustration, but I said I wish that the first Chocolate Monster we could have a team, but we did not. So what we did, I wrote like a second opus. Actually, it's not like some sort of following story. It's a like another different story, but it's the second part, let's say, of the Chocolate Monsters #2, baseball. And this time we had like also like a teamwork, and we didn't shoot the movie with this, it was like, a big camera, and like, we were like, first one we were like two, and let's say three, with my good friend François Maigret, who does the music for all the films that we do. But like on the second part, we were like 25 people, so it was like a real teamwork. And same, we sent it to like few festivals already, and we have like, yeah, I don't know, something like 10 or 12 awards, and like 20 or 30 selections already. So yeah, it's and I hope, maybe why not to make like some sort of TV series of the Chocolate Monsters, because we love those two characters. They're very funny people, we love to play some sort of crazy funny people. So and it's our own, like I said, that's the big difference. When you write for yourself and the people you love, you can do something that it is more like personal, and you can do whatever you want somehow. Then you need to convince the producers, because sometimes they're gonna think, it's too crazy or whatever.
Before this end, you got me a great memory. The Pat Deluxe is the favorite movie. I got a really beautiful back in the years, a really beautiful gothic girlfriend, and she loved that movie. Embrace all the gothicness that she needed, the Wolves. So you got me that great memory. No, she's my friend now, but I will tell. I talked to Nicky about that movie. Oh, great. No, Nicky, thank you. No sé, yo no sé qué tengas que decir.
Mira, yo quiero aprovechar todo este momento para decirle que,
No, aprovecha.
aparte de que él dirigió Chocolate, también dirigió Confrontation Man. Es un corto que debería ser película. ¿Por qué no la ha hecho película? Y si alguna vez en un futuro llegamos a ir a Francia o que llegan a ir a Colombia, haga un corto con nosotros, men. Yo quiero.
Yeah, Jhon, this is a plus. He said that why Confrontation is not a long movie. He really loved that short film, and it's somehow we go to France or you come here to Colombia. Man, I need that Jhon became millionaire, and we need to do something, a short film, a movie. Imagine that. I don't know. I hope this channel explodes and John's get really rich and crazy and start making great movies.
Thank you.
Confrontation will be a long movie. You have to promise us.
Yeah, that's funny because the first one, tells me that, wow, man, you should do like a feature, like a longer film, with Confrontation, because it's very deep and very, you know, and I'm thinking about it because mostly it's a long dialogue, for 20 minutes by memory, and it works with no effect, no flashback, no nothing, just that two characters, talking about something that the people, the spectators, they're going to discover that it's not that simple, and it worked pretty good. So yeah, we are thinking about it, with Stan, to do probably something around the same ambiance, we'll see, but something like that. It's the most drama film that we did. Jane and Elvis also. It's it's different, but it's also like it's drama and comedy at the same time. But Confrontation, yeah, it's quite deep. I love that film, and why not? Yeah, I hope we're going to be able to do something longer.
John, probablemente, solo diré eso.
Yeah, vamos a aplaudirlo. Bravo, bravo.
Bravo, Nicky. Bravo.
Castel, no me enteré.
No,
Ven, gracias por la oportunidad. Un honor siempre, bienvenido al canal y no, gracias.
no, man, thank you. This is really an honor. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Así,
Muchas gracias de mi corazón.
De nada, gracias. Au revoir, bye bye. Chao.
chao.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.